I want to talk about imposter syndrome. I'm, in other words, have you ever felt like you don't belong? Come on, that's kind of like, I don't think there's anybody that can't say they have never felt they've belonged, right? If we go back to, being chosen to play games in school and we don't get chosen or whatever, everybody has felt like they don't belong on some level. Have you ever felt like you're a fraud? That's kind of a biggie. This is called imposter syndrome. It's the fear of being exposed as a fake or fraud. And it's felt deeply within an individual. You'll know this, okay? You'll know you have a heightened awareness that maybe you don't live up to the expectations of how others see you. Because it's the fear of not being good enough. But you are good enough. You are unique and you have so much to offer. When we hold ourselves back in imposter syndrome, even if you're not aware to call it that, it is what it is, okay? If you're feeling this type of imposter syndrome, you are not alone, okay? It might feel like you're alone, but you are not alone. Many people deal with it in various situations of life. Let me know below, have you ever felt like an imposter, a fake, a fraud, even though others believe in you? It can show up at work when you're working, that you feel extra anxiety to perform, to live up to their expectation, okay? It can show up where you feel like you can't say yes to something because you feel you are not qualified, okay? So let me know below, have you ever, felt like a fraud, a fake, an imposter, even though the world around you, right? The people at work, your environment, they believe in you. Because I promise you're not alone. And how this can also get complicated is if others in your life have left you and they've abandoned you. Then that means people don't like you for who you are, right? And so then you don't know who you are. In fact, you don't know how to show up. And so how do you perform if you have this feeling within you, right? Well, according to Forbes, roughly 70% of Americans deal with imposter syndrome. 70%, everyone. It's not uncommon, but it's something that I feel is sweeping the world, not just the US, but everywhere. Even fame, even a ton of money does not disqualify a person from feeling the imposter syndrome. In other words, it doesn't matter how much money you make, and it doesn't matter how much money you don't have. It doesn't matter if you're famous, and it doesn't matter if you're trying to be. It doesn't matter what you're doing in your life. It doesn't matter if you feel like this around your neighbors or for another reason. The truth is that it's not uncommon, and it happens for all different reasons. For example, right, the legendary Maya Angelou, I don't think I'm saying that right. To me, she's just Angela. Okay. Well, she's a civil rights activist. Okay. We all know her. She's the author, the poet, the Nobel laureate, and she admitted to self-doubt and the feeling like a fraud. Look how successful she was. She still is successful. I have her quotes around my house. I'm quoting her here. She lives on. She said, each time I write a book, every time I face that yellow pad, the challenge is so great, she says. I have written 11 books, but each time I think, oh no, right? They're going to find out now. I've run a game on everybody, she would say. I've run a game on everybody, and they're going to find out me. They're going to find this out about me. That in other words, they're going to find out I'm really not a writer. They're going to find out I'm a one-shot deal. Whatever that is, they're going to find me out means. But what did she do? She kept writing. She kept pushing through it. She kept showing up. And she is not the only one. The award-winning actor, Tom Hanks, come on, we all know him, has expressed that he too has experienced self-doubt. He said, no matter what we've done, there comes a point where you think, how did I get here? When are they going to discover that I am in fact a fraud and take everything away from me? Yet to date, maybe to date, including this new movie with Elvis manager, it was 87, this might make it 88. 88 movies, everybody? And he still pushes up against this, or has in the past, the imposter syndrome. Please don't beat yourself up for this. Please do not believe that you're alone in it. I mean, thankfully, he kept showing up. Thankfully, Angela kept showing up. Thankfully, people move through it, as I'm sure you are too. Regardless of how inadequate they felt, they showed up. There is example after example of people, well-known and unknown alike, who experience imposter syndrome. So what causes it, and how do we overcome it, right? How do we overcome this feeling of being less than? The problem is, most people don't talk about it because they don't want to be found out, right? Yeah. And that's exactly why we are. This is why we are talking about it. You can't overcome something without facing it first. It's impossible. And if you never face it, you risk letting it hold you back from living the life you were meant to live. You are not born to hold yourself back. It does not matter what stories and you've been telling yourself. It does not matter the experiences that you've had. You were not born to feel like a fraud or to hold yourself back. When someone has imposter syndrome, it's because they cannot accept their success. They cannot accept who they are. They blame luck. If they have been successful, they blame luck for any success they have instead of accepting their ability to do something great. They can't accept being someone great at all. They can't keep it up. And this can affect anyone in any position. So anybody in social status, background, or skill level, it doesn't matter. Remember I've told you a story that I have had a client who had multiple PhDs because he was that smart. And yet, want to know what he was doing for a living? He was a janitor in a high school. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. He loved the kids. The point is, he was always trying to prove who he was through his education. When he got asked to be a professor, he said no because he didn't feel like he knew enough. That is such an inadequate feeling. Don't fall into this. Look at it because we want to eradicate it. So this impacts from the graduate student, right? The parent who thinks they aren't enough as a parent and blaming themselves, right? To the CEO and in anyone in any professional industry. Okay? Imposter syndrome hits hard, and it can make life harder than it has to be. It triggers anxiety, nervousness, and the pattern of worrying. Imposter syndrome is responsible for like killing your dreams and limiting people's achievements. It limits ambitions because you see, if we don't set an intention, then we can't fail at it. If we don't set an intention, that nobody can judge us if we aren't doing it right. If we set an intention, we're not putting ourselves out there when we really don't believe that we're good enough anyway. It's something that needs to go, and I believe it can. The best thing you can do is literally just imagine you're going to kick this to the curb. You're going to kick it out of your life, okay? And getting rid of it will feel truly energetically and physically like you've just taken a deep inhale of fresh mountain air or ocean air, clean air, right? And on the exhale, you just feel that sense of balance. Because, all right, that's what I want you to feel. I want you to be able to push through it, okay? Because you got to move through it, because imposter syndrome is like a big old boulder sitting in your way. Sometimes you try and navigate going around it. Sometimes it goes right or left. Sometimes you get a ladder and you try and climb up over it, but you don't make it. What if, right? What if it didn't have to be that way? So here is one thing, okay, that can help you overcome imposter syndrome. We live in a society that shouts out and clears messages of perfectionism and competition. Do we not? And the idea of fake it till you make it is preached everywhere. Just show up and fake it, right? All that does is perpetuate the fake in you. And it only creates this breeding ground for imposter syndrome. So here are 4 things, because I want you to bring consciousness to your thought patterns. Okay? And this is applicable for imposter syndrome. Okay? Because my intention is to help you become aware enough that you can stop it in its track and get to the root cause. Because the root cause for most everyone is the fear of being yourself. The biggest fear is being yourself. And the reason most people don't act true to who they are is one word: fear. It can run subconsciously in the nervous system, as well as the stories, right, that we think about. The fear of not fitting in, being rejected, the fear of being alone and unloved. We all want to be loved. We all want to be accepted. Don't get tripped up that everybody has to feel this way about you. It's about allowing, right, those people into your life because you are showing up. Think about it, right? We don't have to be liked by everyone. The work I do isn't going to resonate with everybody, but I'll tell you what, the ones that do, this is why I do this. And if I had never felt if I had kept doubting showing up, I wouldn't know you. I wouldn't have amazing clients, and I wouldn't have the opportunity to teach what I do, because I would have been overly concerned about what people thought, which breeds fear. Okay? So be aware that it happens because you're afraid. Now, the number one person, all right, that you need to accept you is you. Accepting yourself the way you are, in how you feel, in everyone's opinions and judgments of you, become less important when you accept you. I know it's easier said than done. I know. That's not the point. It is possible. Because when you truly accept yourself, accept your weight. Just tell yourself, it's a dichotomy, don't get caught up in it. By accepting yourself does not mean, okay, that you're giving up on yourself. It means you accept yourself. That's all it means. Do you not be friends of somebody because of their weight? Please. Right? I know you don't. So accept yourself. And I'm only using weight as an example because so many people are judgmental about themselves, right? Because of this perfect world we're supposed to be living in and what people look like. Let's get rid of that, okay? Accept yourself that you make mistakes. Hello, okay? Imposter syndrome loses its power in your life when you stop, okay, being unaccepting of yourself, right? Start practicing saying, I accept myself. Just start, just try it, okay? I accept myself in this moment of ... All right? Okay. Number 2, comparing yourself to others, especially comparing your weaknesses to their strengths. It always hurts you. It never helps you. It always hurts you. With the exception, okay, if you're an athlete, what do those teams do, right? They have to compare the team with the other team in order for the coach to point out what they can do better. We're not in that situation right now. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you in everyday life and how you show up and how you're not showing up. That's what I care about. So stop calling yourself out and comparing yourself to other people. It never works, it never helps, and it will always stop you. Be mindful of these patterns of comparing ourselves in those moments, right? When we're feeling insecure. Pause and think of who you are today versus who you were in the past. For me, I couldn't talk in public in the past. There is no way. And look, I'm on camera with you, right? And I love it. I love communicating knowledge. I love helping people. But if I didn't talk, I wouldn't have you in my life and I wouldn't know you. Think of, and this is what I do when I start feeling insecure about something, if I start feeling imposter syndrome, I think about who I have been in the past and how it felt. 9 times out of 10, okay, you will see things in the past that are not that bad within you now, okay? What's important is that not everything is better, but that you acknowledge something that you have developed and how you've changed from then to now, okay? Because this calling up to remembrance for the mind is very, very important. And one thing, which I know you've heard me say it before, other people's lives are not what they appear to you to be. You do not know what their life really is in their private life. You do not know what their success means in their corporate world, okay? Or their environment there, unless you work with them. In other words, there's aspects of their life you have no idea. And by the way, you really don't know what they're thinking. Tom Hanks didn't believe he was worthy to be famous. So don't you start to believe your thoughts regarding other people. They will be 99% wrong, if not 100%. Okay, you got it. I know you did because I can feel it. Number 3, deep breath, right? Remind yourself every day that you are doing your best and your best is good enough. I promise it is. Remind yourself, accept yourself, I'm doing my best and that my best is good enough. I'm doing my best and my best is enough. All right? That's all you got to do in this one. All right? I'm not making this complicated, am I? These are simple things. What's difficult is for you to accept yourself enough to do them. Only you can do that. I can be here, I can root you on, right? I can give you tips and tools, but you have to take action. I'm giving you permission to take action here. Number 4, do not fake it till you make it. Do not fake it till you make it. Instead, be genuine, uniquely authentic. Yes, be imperfect, make mistakes, say I'm sorry to yourself and to others if you need to, and embrace being human. We weren't put here to be perfect. Embrace being human. Embrace your imperfections and trust yourself. Trust that you were placed on this earth to have joy, to have experience, right? To gain wisdom and for purpose. Just be you. That's all you have to do. Start practicing it. Start working on it. If you don't want to do something, don't do it. Quit faking it till you make it. All it does is breed imposter syndrome. Okay. I talk a lot about intergenerational healing. That's who I am. That's everything about what I do. It's not everything about what I do, but it's a passion that I have. I believe through that and other things, it is how we are going to make a difference for the generations to come. There will be more, right? And why not help them? But at the same time, it's going to change the world, the world that we live in, how we feel inside. And it will help bring peace to the people living on the planet now, as well as for the future. The call is now more than ever. If you currently have, right, a service-based business, like if you're in the service profession, all right, a business around that, okay, you're interested in it, or you're interested in it, in the next few days, I have something cooking. I really do. And it's going to change your practice. It's going to change how you interact with others and how you feel inside. But there is a catch. I need to know, okay, that you're interested. And many of you have already. You get to do it a little bit more. If you've already said you're interested, that's okay. You don't have to respond. If you have not, you need to tell me in the comments below that you are interested. Otherwise, I will not send you the information. Nope. Because if you're not interested, you follow me, it's not going to be a win for us, for each one of us. I have things to teach and to share. And so just if you're interested, if you're interested in going deeper with the people you serve and you help, right? Let me know that and tell me you're interested. I also want to talk to you. I also want for you to engage with me around imposter syndrome. And I can look at it right now. Hi, Kathy. It's good to see you too. Oh, look at this. You started with an extremely talented surgeon working, and he was going into practice with glaucoma, which is one area of the eyes I had not specialized. Once I knew the equipment and how his office worked, it went away. Why, right? And you're acknowledging it because you moved through it. You showed up anyway. Way to go, Kathy. Way to go. It's a perfect example of how you've worked through that. Yep, I love it. Fear is a liar. It sure is, Dina. Absolutely. Fear is a liar. Hi, Dina, dear. All right. You're right, Kathy. It's a really good point. More people are more concerned about themselves than about you. It's unfortunate, okay? But it is something to keep in mind when you're feeling insecure is they really don't care. Okay? And people really don't care if you make a mistake. They really don't. And if they do, they're not your people anyway, right? So share with me about imposter syndrome, how it shows up wherever you've doubted or wherever you are doubting. All right, I'll come in and I'll respond. And also, if you're interested in this event I'm going to do. All right. All right. Sending you off in love. We're heading into a weekend, right? This is exciting. In America, it's 4th of July. I think other countries celebrate this too. All right. I know Canada's big on it. Um, the people that work with me take it off. Maybe it's because they work with Americans. I don't know. But if you have a holiday weekend coming up, enjoy. All right. I'm going to do some bike riding to Ventura on Saturday, and I'm looking forward to that. So I hope you find time to accept yourself, to do something you enjoy, because it's rejuvenating. And remember to accept yourself, because I accept you the way you are. Now you do it too. All right. Bye bye.